Good morning, children. In the last class, already we were started the discussion with respect to the study of the chapter 8 chapter. That is nothing but the human health and diseases. In that one, we were already discussed about that is nothing but the meaning of the how can so that is a biologist treated the mind and influences the through neural system, endocrine system, and immune system. And also we were discussed about the health is usually affected by what are the factors. I told you clearly the genetic disorders, infections, and the lifestyle, and the meaning of the health. Okay, also the factors responsible for the maintenance of the good health, also as well as how to achieve the good health conditions. Some more aspects to be added. Okay, so these are all things we were discussed, isn't it? Okay, let us just recall briefly about the earlier the topics, and we will continue today about the diseases. Okay, fine. So as we were discussed earlier, the health is a state of a complete physical, mental, and social well-being. The health is affected by the genetic disorders, infections, change in lifestyle. So that means the lifestyle means which is includes food, water, rest, exercise, and habits. Okay, so these are all things earlier only, in the last class we were discussed. Fine. And you know very well that, so I told you clearly, the mind, our mind only, that means our mind influences immune system through neural and endocrine system, and thereby the health. When the functioning of the organs or the systems of the body is adversely get affected, so it's called a disease. Okay, so these are all things we were discussed in the last class. Today we will discuss the very important topic, the disease. Okay, so what is the meaning of the disease, the classification of the disease, what are the common diseases in humans generally we can identify. Okay, so those are all things we will discuss in the today's class. Okay, so let us start the study about the diseases. First of all, the question arises, how can you define the disease? Okay, please note down: a condition in which improper functioning of one or more organs or systems of the body is adversely get affected, gives rise to various unusual signs and symptoms. So that means, how can you say yes, this person is suffering from particular disease? A condition in which improper functioning of one or more organs or systems of the body is adversely affected, gives rise to the various unusual signs and symptoms. Based on that, we can identify, or we can say yes, this person is particularly suffering from particular disease. Okay, and the variety of the microorganisms and environmental agents are capable of causing various type of the diseases. So these diseases can be broadly grouped into the two types. So there is nothing but the infectious diseases, and the second one is non-infectious diseases. Okay, so what is the meaning of this infectious and non-infectious diseases? The diseases generally transmits from one person to another person through different type of the agents. Okay, so then such a type of the diseases are known as infectious diseases. What about the non-infectious diseases? So these are all the diseases do not transmit from one person to another person. Okay, so then those diseases are considered as non-infectious diseases. Okay, so if we take example, what are the infectious diseases? As I said, the infectious diseases can be, they may be viral diseases, bacterial diseases, protozoal diseases, fungal diseases, helminth diseases. Okay, so that means if you come to the conclusion about the infectious diseases, so they are also known as communicable diseases, because these diseases which are transmitted from an infected person to the another healthy person. Okay, and the disease causing organisms are also called the pathogens. Okay, so this is exactly which spread or which is transmitted from infected person to healthy person. And what about the non-infectious diseases? Generally the non-infectious diseases, it is because of the the reason behind the non-infectious diseases, the deficiency diseases, degenerative diseases, allergies, and cancer. Okay, so they are all considered as a non-infectious diseases. The non-infectious diseases, they are also known as non-communicable diseases. The diseases which are not transmitted from an infected person to another person is called non-infectious diseases. Okay, so this is how generally we will classify broadly the diseases into two types. That is nothing but infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Okay, and you should know the meaning of the parasites also. The parasites are the pathogens or the agents as they harm the host. Okay, yes, in the beginning, how they were actually the study of the study about the diseases, it is began. So the good humor hypothesis theory, okay, it was proposed by Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda system. Okay, so before that Hippocrates only, in our ancient Ayurvedic system it is mentioned each and everything clearly, but fortunately unfortunately whatever we are having the present documentation, the good humor hypothesis is proposed by Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda system. It states that the health is a state of body and the mind where there is a balance of a certain humors. Based on the humors, so they can classify and they can identify, yes, this person is completely healthy or unhealthy. Okay, and the person with the black bile belonging to hot personality and would have the fevers. Okay, so this is the how can they identify the based on the symptoms. The persons with the black bile belongs to the hot personality and would have the fevers. And the William Harvey, who is the first person disproved this hypothesis, discovered the blood circulation and demonstrated the normal body temperature in the persons with black bile using thermometer. Okay, so here are some of the types and examples they were given. There are four types of the humus: the blood, indication of the red color, and yellow bile, then the black bile, and that is a phlegm. Okay, so these are how they were classified to identify the symptoms of the diseases, various type of the diseases. Here are some of the common examples or the common infectious diseases in humans. Okay, when it comes to the common diseases, as I said, so there are different type of the common diseases which can be identified in case of the humans. So that means what are first of all the question arises, what are the common diseases in humans? It includes a wide range of the organisms belonging to bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, and helminths. So that means if it is caused or the reason behind the diseases is bacteria, then those diseases are called bacterial diseases. The reason behind the diseases are called the viruses, then those are called the viral diseases. And if the reason is behind those diseases are the fungi, then the fungal diseases like that, the protozoan and helminths diseases. Okay, so let us discuss some of the common infectious diseases in humans. So in that one, the first one is, so let us discuss one by one the common infectious diseases in man. So that means the bacterial diseases. You should remember, as I said just now, the pathogens can enter our body by various means, okay, and multiply and interfere with the normal vital activities, resulting in morphological and functional damages. Okay, that was the appearance of the symptoms. And the pathogens have to get adapt to live, that is nothing but life within the environment of the host, so that for the purpose of their survival, it will start damaging of the host cell. Okay, then, and the pathogens that enters the gut must have the ability to survive in the stomach at the low pH and resisting the various digestive enzymes. So then only they can survive in the the digestive system, so that they can be further enters into the whatever the fluids and the different cells and tissues of our body. Okay, yeah. So as I said, let us start the discussion with respect to the bacterial diseases. Let us study one by one. In that one, the common infectious diseases in man. Okay, so the subheading, the bacterial diseases. So first one, the typhoid. Okay, the typhoid, how it will be causes. First of all, which is the pathogen is responsible for the cause of the typhoid? The Salmonella typhi, it is a bacterium. It is nothing but bacterium. Salmonella typhi is responsible for the typhoid, which causes the typhoid in human beings. And the mode of the transmission, it is generally enters the small intestine through the food, that is a contaminated food and water, and migrates to other organs via the blood. So that is nothing but the mode of transmission. And what are the organs get affected because of the typhoid? The small intestine, okay, in the beginning, then it will migrate to the other organs through the blood also. So this is how exactly the organs get affected by because of the typhoid. And how can we identify? Yes, this is the typhoid only. Okay, so based on the symptoms, this is very important. Based on the symptoms, yes, we can justify or we can identify, yes, this person is suffering from the typhoid. Okay, so what are those symptoms? Sustained high fever. The temperature, what is the normal body temperature for body? Yes, the 37 degrees centigrade is the normal body temperature. But the person who is suffering from the typhoid disease, so they can show the sustained high fever. It may reach up to 39 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade. And the weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache, and loss of the appetite. So these are some of the symptoms. As well as the intestinal perforations it may causes. If they don't take proper care, the intestinal perforation and the death may also occur. Okay, so these are all about the symptoms. And a very important one, the test. How can they identify, yes, this person is suffering from the typhoid? The typhoid fever could be confirmed by the Widal test. Okay, by the Widal test, so they can confirm that yes, this person is suffering from the typhoid. Okay, so this is how exactly they will conduct the Widal test. So it is generally used for the confirmation of the disease also. What they will do actually, yes, so this is how exactly in the beginning they will collect the blood sample from the person who is suffering from the typhoid disease. Okay, and they will make a dilution, so based on that is a cell antigen. Okay, so of RH, that is nothing but based on the dilution, serum of the patients can be diluted with respect to the different ratios. So it is 1:20, 1:40, 1:80, 1:160, and 1:320, like that. So in the agglutination, the Widal test, okay, so whenever they dilute, so in the beginning 1:20 and 1:40 and 1:80, they will shows that is a negative. Okay, but in case of the 1:160 and 1:320, they show the positive, that agglutination can be identified. So this is also called the confirmatory, the test of the typhoid. Okay, and there is an additional information you must have heard about. So there is a name of the lady called Mary Mellon, known as a typhoid Mary. She was the first healthy carrier of the typhoid fever in the United States. She worked as a cook. During this, 1900 to 1907. 6 out of the 11 person in the house came down with the typhoid. Okay, she continued to spread the typhoid for several years through the food she prepared for them. Okay, so this is actually she is considered as the typhoid Mary. Okay, that was the first. The first cases actually how they get identified in the beginning. Okay, and so as I said, remember the Vidal test. It is a serological blood test where the blood of the infected person is checked for the presence of the typhoid antibodies by using Salmonella typhi antigens. In case the individual has a typhoid, the antibodies of the blood would react. That is nothing but react with the test antigen producing agglutination. Based on that, they will confirm the typhoid is present or absent. Okay, so this is about the complete information about the typhoid. The next another disease, it's a bacterial disease, is nothing but the pneumonia. Okay, so pneumonia actually it infects the lung of alveoli. The alveoli get filled with the fluid leading to the respiratory problems. Okay, so this is a problem behind the pneumonia. As I said, so generally the pathogen is responsible for the pneumonia, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. These two names of the pathogens are the responsible for the pneumonia in human beings. And as I said, whenever it is the mode of transmission, inhaling the droplets are the aerosols released by the infected person, sharing glasses and other utensils. Okay, so these are all the responsible for the mode of transmission from diseased person to the healthy person. And what are the organs get affected? As I said in the beginning also, the alveoli of the lungs, alveoli get filled with the fluid. So then they severely suffer with the respiratory disorder. If they will be not given proper treatment in time, surely they will die. Okay. Yeah. So as I said, the symptoms. Based on the symptoms only, we can identify, yes, this person is suffering from the pneumonia. Fever. Okay, there is nothing but the respiratory problems. The fever, chills, cough and headache. Also, in severe cases, the lips and the fingernails turns to gray to bluish color. Okay, so that they can identify, yes, this person is suffering from the pneumonia. Okay, and remember some more examples of the bacterial diseases. The tuberculosis, TB. You must have heard about the TB. That is a tuberculosis. Cholera, Vibrio cholerae is the causative organism. Leprosy, okay, Mycobacterium leprae, anthrax, tetanus, whooping cough, and syphilis and gonorrhea. So these are some of the bacterial diseases, but they were not included in the NCERT. But for the purpose of the competitive, we should know about all these things. Then what about the viral pneumonia? The pneumonia is not only caused by the bacteria like Streptococcus pneumoniae and the Haemophilus influenza. Even viral pneumonia, okay, the virus is responsible for the pneumonia also. So the pneumonia can also be caused by the virus. The viral pneumonia does not cause the lungs to fill with the liquid. Instead, they inflame the lungs tissue. They are usually milder than bacterial infections. Okay, so this is how we can identify. So this is how can we identify the two bacterial diseases. Okay, so let it be. Next class we will continue with respect to the viral diseases. Okay, see today whatever we were discussed about the meaning of the disease, a condition in which improper functioning of one or more organs or systems of the body is adversely get affected, gives rise to various unusual signs and symptoms. They are called the diseases. And a variety of the microorganisms and the environmental agents are capable of causing diseases. And the diseases are broadly classified or grouped into the two types, that infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases, they are also known as the communicable diseases, because that is the diseases which are transmitted from an infected person to the another healthy person. Okay, and the diseases causing organisms are called the pathogens. What about the non-infectious diseases? The non-communicable diseases, they are also known as non-communicable. The diseases which are not transmitted from an infected person to the another person. It is arises in that particular person due to the different reasons. That's what I said, due to the deficiency, disorders, the degenerative, okay, allergies and the cancer, and sometimes due to the unknown reasons also. So then such a type of the diseases are called non-infectious diseases. Okay, so in that common diseases we were discussed about the bacterial diseases, that is nothing but the typhoid and pneumonia. Okay, so let it be. Next class we will continue with respect to the viral diseases, also with respect to the fungal, the protozoan, helminthic diseases. Thank you. Have a nice day.